Hey travelers, today we are talking about all the changes that are happening in the travel industry right now and what you need to be prepared for. So things are changing on basically a daily basis. We've got some countries that have opened up and then they have had a spike in cases and they have shut down again. That's either to select countries or completely, and they're closing their borders. We've also got other places that are looking at opening up, but it's all tentative. So for example, Hawaii is tentatively scheduled to reopen in September, and that would mean that it is a non-essential travel would be allowed and you would be allowed in without having to quarantine. Now there's a couple of caveats around that, and by and large what we're seeing is a lot of places that are opening up are requiring a PCR test or basically a negative COVID test. And there's different timelines on when you have to have had the test, how recent the results must be, that kind of thing. These things can all change on a dime. So until things go back to normal, and they will eventually, this isn't how we're going to live for the rest of our lives. But until things go back to normal, the most important thing is you really need to be ready and willing to adapt to change. So that might mean that, you booked an all-inclusive vacation and 2 days before you arrive, you find out that the government is now requiring a negative COVID test, evidence of this upon arrival. You might find that they're testing at the airport. You might find that the beaches are temporarily closed because there's been a spike in cases or people aren't following the rules and distancing. So, I'm not saying you should prepare for the worst, but you do need to be aware that the rules are constantly changing these days. We're only 8 months into this pandemic, and it's great that travel has opened up, that things are opening up again. But, it's going to be ebb and flow for some time. So, just be aware that things may be changing and really pay attention to your legitimate sources of information. That does not include Facebook, although Facebook is a good starting point for some things. Facebook fan pages, the information gets shared really quickly on those, so you can find out if there's rumors of things happening. But to really find the facts, speak to your travel agent and go to that country's tourism website to find out exactly what the rules are required for entry, and if there's any other changes that are going on. So, like I said, eventually everything will get back to normal. But for now, we're doing the dance and we're seeing how we fall. And, it'll be good again soon, I hope. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos and informational updates. And in the meantime, stay safe, everybody.